it has been such an interesting opportunity for me to acquire a technology that I wasn't familiar with yet and immediately change the entire way that I marketed.
Oh, I love it.
And we scaled, we reduced our salary by several $100,000, and we increased our productivity 5x.
That's crazy.
We went up in 1 month, we went up 10 points in AI visibility.
GTM AI Podcast with Jonathan Moss and Coach K, where you get the latest with AI and GTM today. GTM AI Podcast with Jonathan.
Morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. It is I, Jonathan Carter, aka Coach K, and this is yet another episode of the GTM AI Podcast. Forgive me, I'm a little bit under the weather, so my voice is a little bit raspier than usual, but fortunately, I'm not going to be the one talking mostly today because I have the wonderful, amazing, and glamorous kind, Amy Osmond Cook with me. How are you, my friend?
Thank you. I love that introduction. Glamorous, I've never heard before.
You are. I was just in an event. You're like, she's totally glamorous. I wouldn't say that I've never actually introduced guests as glamorous, but that's you.
Thank you. I'm honored. Yeah, it's
so
great to be here on the show today. I really appreciate the chance.
Well, I am excited. So I was telling you, you're obviously the CMO of Fullcast. You've been a CMO at past places. I was just telling you before the show, I just noticed that you guys acquired Copy.ai, you acquired Ebsta, and obviously you have your own tech with Fullcast. You guys are building out pretty robust tech, which is pretty cool. It's pretty exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. We had such an amazing opportunity to start with Fullcast. Ryan Westwood, Isaac Westwood, Lance Evanson, and I, we used to work at Simplus, which was a Salesforce SI that was acquired by Infosys. We decided to get the band back together in 2024, and we bought Fullcast, which was originally co-founded by Dharmesh Singh and Bala Bhaskaran. Bala stayed on for business, and it was a territory and quota management platform. And we knew we wanted to become a sales performance management platform. So what we did is we were looking around to see build or buy, right? And we were so fortunate to be able to acquire Ebsta with Guy Rubin as the CEO.
He's a good guy, that guy.
Guy's a good guy. He's a good guy. And also Atrium up in San Francisco. And Jason came on as our chief product officer. Jason Heidema, the CEO. And then Commissionly for the commissions platform. They're a company based in London. And Copy.ai for the AI-native workflows. And Chris Liu, the co-founder CTO, is now running our AI. So it's a really amazing group of people. I've never in my career had this incredible opportunity to work with so many people coming together where the sum is greater than its parts. It really, in this case, it really is. And you can see how each person brings their own special skill set alongside the product to create something bigger and better. So it's pretty amazing.
That's like the dream for me. It's we have a rock star lineup of good people that know their craft really well. You guys get together and collaborate well and build something. That's the reason why you work, is to have that kind of experience.
Absolutely. You're a musician. You're a very, very good musician. You know what it's like is when you get together and jam, you do a jam session, and all of a sudden you create beautiful music that you could have never done by yourself or even thought of without that group of people in that environment. And it's in the same situation. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, because there's nothing better than when you're in the zone with your band members and the crowds. There's nothing better than that. But to your point, though, in a company when you feel that vibe, it's the coolest thing ever. Tell me about you. I know my audience loves to know the human behind the title. So give me the non-resume, non-LinkedIn version of who the heck is Amy Cook and how'd you get this place you're at now? Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for the chance to talk about this. So fundamentally, I am here by accident, and I couldn't be more happy to be here by accident. When I was growing up, my ambition was to be a mom of a whole bunch of kids. And it was great. I had 2 kids, and then I unfortunately got divorced, and I was living in my parents' basement, and I was like, oh my gosh, kids got to eat. What am I going to do? So I went back to grad school. I got remarried, and I thought, okay, this is awesome. I'm going to go have more kids. So then I had 4 kids, and my husband got a job with Lehman Brothers in 2009.
Oh, okay.
1 month before Lehman Brothers.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, isn't that great timing? And so we were like, oh no, now we have 4 little kids that have to eat, right? And luckily, Jeff has a great sense of humor. And he came to me one day and said, Amy, I have a $10,000 tax return. let's split it in half and see who can make the most money.
Okay, cool.
And I'm like, okay, you're on. I never back away from a challenge. And so he put his in real estate, and I started a business called Stage Marketing. And so I was the CEO and founder of this business for 15 years. We did really well. I had a client named Ryan Westwood, and I helped him with some of his go-to-market stuff. And one day he said to me, Amy, I'm looking for a head of marketing. And it took me a split second to say, oh my gosh, please let me do this with you. And so I left my business on just running to the side, and we came and did Simplest together from 2017 to 2020. And then we were acquired by Infosys, which was awesome. And then after that, I did another one from Series A through acquisition called Pathology Watch, where I was the CMO there as well. And that was a digital healthcare company in the pathology space. And then I did one more after that called Onboard, Series A through acquisition to Conservice in 2023 to 2024. And then said, hey, I am ready to do something new. Let's co-found something together. And I want to buy a business that's already a super cool business. And so that's where we found Fullcast. And I sold the agency, and I went headfirst into SaaS technology, which is now AI technology. And so I feel like the luckiest girl ever. So that's my story.
That's a crazy story. So essentially you won the bet with your hubby, and where you are as the result of that, right?
I did win the bet. That's the main takeaway is I won the bet.
That's the main takeaway from this story is you won the bet. So is he still working? What's he doing now?
Yeah. So what happened was he stayed with Lehman Brothers, wound down their properties. His boss at the time won the bid to be able to wind down those properties. And then they kind of reassembled and became a company called Silver Peak Real Estate Partners. And he's still there. Yeah, many years.
Well, good. That's good. Still doing real estate. That's good. You just lost the bet. You just bring it up in certain fights. Like, remember I won the bet, honey? You remember that?
That's right. You know what? I bring it up all the time because there are not many things that I can do better than him. But
that's really funny. I love it. I'm so excited for today. So obviously you have a ton of stuff to show us, but what if someone stays to the end of the podcast, what can they get out of listening to your wisdom?
Oh, I think that the main thing that I want to take home is that we are building, and in many cases have already built, the first AI-native go-to-market platform. And we are focused on three things. We're focused on revenue orchestration, we're focused on revenue intelligence, and we're focused on sales performance management. We're really excited about the opportunities, and we believe that AI in enterprise is where a lot of the innovation is going to be. Yeah. And we hope that we're right. We hope that this bet that we're making is a good one.
I hope so too. Because I feel the same way, which is great. What kind of workflows do you want to show off today? Tell me, because I'd love to know for you as a CMO in an AI company, what is it that you're doing in your role? If you can, whatever you can share, I'd love to hear, because I'm a marketing leader. Always love seeing what other marketing leaders are doing.
In marketing, what I think would be interesting would be to talk a little bit about some of our core value proposition and some of the things that we do as a company. I'd also like to really show off as a marketing leader, if we could focus on just one section of it. I have a deck prepared if you're interested in a deck.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's good.
Okay. About how to use Copy AI, which is the most recent acquisition that we have for CMOs. And I have to tell you, it has been such an interesting opportunity for me to acquire a technology that I wasn't familiar with yet and immediately changed the entire way that I marketed.
Oh, I love it.
And we reduced our salary by several $100,000, and we increased our productivity 5x.
That's crazy.
We went up in 1 month, we went up 10 points in AI visibility. The results were insane.
All using Copy AI.
All using Copy AI.
Yeah.
And it was just absolutely incredible. So I'm going to pull this up right now.
I'm excited. This is like music to my ears because I haven't given any marketing.
I hope you like it, because I know that you're the head of marketing and that you have we should talk about your journey, because your journey is
so someday I'll do that. But this whole AI search thing is fascinating to me. I've been like digging this. So anything you got, I'm ready for.
It absolutely is. So thank you so much. Okay, so we have here, I'm going to just share my slideshow.
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So We would like to help companies build pipeline fast. And just that my journey, like I mentioned, was the moment that we acquired Copy AI, which was October 15th. I knew that we had to redo the way that we go to market, and I had to redo the way that we do marketing. And there are 6 different areas. I'll go over the agency overview, use cases, how it works, and case studies. Now, I'm going to use some kind of strong language, like fire your agency. And what I mean by this,
I like strong. This is good. Tell me why.
for all of the agencies out there, there's definitely a place for agencies. But what I believe is here is the first AI agency. So as marketers have more responsibilities than ever, hundreds of channels. We have so many channels, and so many of them don't even work. We've got a mandate for measurable ROI. People want us to be magicians, creative geniuses, and have an ROI all at the same time. There are more than 10,000 MarTech tools that we have to understand.
Yeah, there's a ton. Yeah.
There's a lot of personalization versus privacy issues, meaning everyone wants you to speak directly to them, but they don't want to give you any of the information to speak directly to them, right? So you have to navigate that in between. There's more responsibility for the customer journey. And talent is super fragmented. And the competition is fierce, and it's also very expensive. Do you feel that as well in your work, in your marketing, in your go-to-market?
Yes, to say the least, yes.
Okay. So we're talking about the same things. So the answer for us at Fullcast has been an AI agency. Using Copy as an AI agency extends your team like an external agency does, only you do it with AI agents. So it doesn't mean that you get rid of your team. It doesn't mean that you only use robots. It just means that your efficiency goes way up. Okay, so it says fire your agency and extend your team with AI agents to lower your cost and create better outcomes. Fundamentally is what Copy.ai does. So business journals, Defendify, Bonsai, Juniper Networks have given us these proof points for them. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in cost savings, 33x increase in content creation, social posts generated takes days, not weeks to run a campaign, 10x increase in marketing output, 70% content enhanced with AI. Another thing that we found that was just absolutely insane was that Copy AI, their website was in existence for 3 years, and they went from 0 to 84 domain strength.
Wow.
0 human content.
That's crazy.
0. Isn't that crazy? Because that's the answer to whether Google's going to downgrade your site if you use AI. There's the answer. That was the ultimate experiment.
Yeah, I had a long chat with someone from Google about this whole topic 6 months ago. And what they told me was Google doesn't care if it's AI or not. It cares if it's quality and if it has an answer for that unique question. Obviously, I can tell pretty quickly if it's just broad, blasé type of advice. But when you have in-depth stuff, which Copy did, like all the stuff that Copy had on their stuff was like good, meaty stuff, then it has the domain authority because it actually has stuff that's actually useful, not just fluff.
Absolutely. So the EEAT acronym, experience, expertise, authority, trust, right? Those things, if you can pull those into your content, even if it's AI, it's fine, right? So these are some of the challenges that we solve with our own internal agency that we've built. So we can launch personalized campaigns at scale. We can ensure brand compliance and quality control. That's a big one for enterprises. We augment and train talent with AI agents, manage and organize our digital assets. This is one of the most interesting and important things to me, which is there's a whole lot of content that is decent that you can produce with LLMs now, right? Pretty good, right? But what's going to be the difference? There's no context, and it's just what's available in the public cloud. So you take what's in the public cloud, you combine it with your own Copy.ai digital asset management system that provides all of the private information. You sync it together, and then all of a sudden, magic actually happens. Yep. So
I love it.
Being discovered in LLMs. So tell me if any of this is boring and you want to start talking about something.
No, Mark, I love this stuff. This is my geekiness. I love it.
Okay,
I'd love to know,
perfect.
what have you shifted after having copy for yourself? What is it you're doing now internally as a CMO that wouldn't have been done before? Or you couldn't have before?
That I could, number one, it's the scale at which we can do this is completely different. We can punch so far above our weight. We're not even at Series A yet, and we can compete with the largest companies because of that's insane at a fraction of the cost. And so for me, that's really important. I'm a writer by trade. And so to be able to use copy as my editorial assistant and then just be able to do it, like that's a huge thing for me too. Pulling in data, like instead of using Clay or something like that, pulling in, being able to enrich data automatically. That's another huge thing that we're able to do. Personalized landing pages for each customer. Never would have been able to do that with awesome.
Do you see that makes a difference? I'm just curious. Do you see actually conversion differences with personalized
I do, because so we tried it we did an A/B test and we tried it with and without. And it's amazing because you can see who opens it. You can see exactly. And then another thing we can do is we can take in a demo, like when we're showing them what copy can do, we can automatically scrape their entire website and build them a demo environment with all of their custom content in 1 hour.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. That's really cool.
I'm really excited about the whole thing. So
I love it.
It's funny because, so Jonathan, I'm a musician too. We talked about this, right? And when you've got the right instrument and you're making beautiful music, it just brings you a lot of joy, right?
It's the bomb.com is what they said in my old days. She's awesome.
It is the bomb.com. I love it. Go-to-market partners has what I think is a pretty cool framework for different go-to-market motions, right? Inbound, outbound, product-led, account-based, paid digital, and partners. And so you can, in each one of these go-to-market motions, you can build out campaigns that will help you build that content exponentially. And then you can flow it with the click of a button. You can put it into any kind of outreach or whatever cadence. Whatever you've synced up to. You can get target accounts and ICP data management, CRM data and historical win patterns, firmographic and technographic data, gives you the account list with the scoring rationale and that kind of stuff. So I love it. Prioritization is really good. Thought leadership agents we use all the time. So,
do you do design? Because I know obviously AI is good with writing. I have not found an AI that does good with this. Notebook and Gemini all things do good with design, generally speaking, but they're not as good brand-wise as my humans yet. So have you found a way around that?
We are, I don't want to reveal too much, but we are.
Teasing.
We are almost there. We have some product updates that we'll be revealing pretty soon that will help with that.
So right now, dang time. I knew it was coming.
It is coming. But right now, Gemini, one thing that's been interesting is I was building a deck with Ryan, our CEO, yesterday, actually. And one of the things that's interesting is he would flow my slide that I built into Gemini. It would come out with some pretty cool ideas, but the design itself was pretty janky. And so he'd give it to me, be like, I like this idea. And then I would do it myself. But soon we'll be able to have the capability to do it on the image side.
When you do, tell me, because that's the one thing I've been waiting forever is taking design, and not just design like the Mid-Journeys and Gemini stuff, but actual brandable, on point, enterprise level design.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Absolutely right. So that is one of the upgrades that we're making. On the thought leadership piece of it, it's interesting because I was trained as a writer. My PhD is in organizational rhetoric, right? And so
you're the top of the chain here, so you know if the writing's bad or not.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell if it's good or not, right? So I spent my whole career helping people understand what good writing was. I taught visual rhetoric classes and regular rhetoric classes and writing classes in the university for 25 years. Wow. And what it is, I see that you're a U grad as well as me. So I got my bachelor's and master's at BYU and my PhD at the U. And then I taught intermittently while I was working. So what's interesting about this piece of it is that we now have the ability to understand the exact workflow of a writer. So instead of an LLM, have you ever said, write me an article with these pieces in it, right? And then you need to have one section fixed, but then instead of fixing just the one section, the whole thing's
changes everything.
It changes it, right? Okay, so that's one of the things that Copy solves is it gives you, we are able to build the workflows of the exact thought process that the most sophisticated writer can do, right?
Nice.
So we can brand it based on the voice of your CEO or of whoever you want, Maya Angelou or President Trump or whoever you
whatever.
want. And then it allows you to go in and change just that one piece if you want to, or
That's
just
cool.
this one piece of it. So that part's good. The other thing too is like the best writers were made, like especially business writers, were making into six figures. And right now, our blog content is so sophisticated that our out, like we offshore a lot and we don't miss a beat. So that part's interesting.
Amazing. Yeah. So we're gonna pressure test this right now. I'm gonna go into your blog right now. Where's your
blog? Pressure's on.
First article, we have RevOps Guide to Running an AI Marketing Team. Okay, this was written by AI apparently, even though it says Nathan. Yeah. Lies and listening from AI.
I will say that Nathan built the workflow, and Nathan is he reviewed it. So.
I let it pass. It's okay. I do the same thing. I wrote them on the blog, but it's being AI, so it's fine.
Yeah,
this is good.
Yeah,
good
content.
Not bad.
Hyperlinks. It's got your experience, authority, trust. That's the piece of it that
FAQs. Yeah, all that stuff.
Now, the FAQs is the secret sauce for being visible in AI. So when you ask me about what's the secret sauce, if there's one thing I can tell marketers is that this is good for, it is AI visibility. And ensuring that when you have your blog content, it allows you to expand the production, it allows you to focus in on certain keywords, and it allows the format to be visible for LLMs.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. This is great. Are you opposed if I asked you to show me any workflows behind the scenes, something you actually have done?
Oh, I can do it, but let's see. I didn't prepare that, Jonathan. I feel bad saying that. I prepared a deck and we can splice it later.
It's a beautiful deck. I love it.
Thank you very much. Oh, here's something why Fullcast crushes ChatGPT. This is a good one.
Crushes. I love that.
It crushes ChatGPT. It's multimodal. You can go back and forth between Gemini, Claude, and Chat. Good workflows, will process.
Awesome.
But I do have some pictures of workflows here.
Let's do it.
I wanted to show you and how it works. Okay, so this is what it does. So at its core, it has your knowledge base. So it's your own company internal data, and then it's fed by first-party data from your CRM, your content libraries, your custom conversions, and third-party intelligence. So it's the public and the private combined. In this workflow, it allows you to create AI agents also that create messaging for touch points.
So to be clear, I'm going to double click on this for a second. You guys acquired Ep, which has some of the same things as Momentum does, hair, a little bit differently, but like similar. So you're able to get the data from conversations. Then you have the data obviously from third party. Then you have your own content as well. So you're using all of that in context of this agent. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So we can ingest anything that we own in the private cloud into cloud, combine it with the LLMs in the public, and create magic. So
I love it.
All right. So here is the architecture basically of Copy. It has the chat, the workflows, and the APIs, brand voice info base.
You know what's funny about this is people always assume it's like ChatGPT because like you put in, all you do is put a prompt in, you call out to an API token wise, comes back with a response. But this is a much, obviously more robust. You don't understand it because it's a similar experience, but there's so much more that goes on in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's actually so interesting. It has all of the LLM providers, but that's only one tiny little section of what it does. And what the real secret sauce behind this are the enterprise workflows that allow you to ingest the contextual data.
Makes sense. Do you feel like, I'm going to go all the way with questions, so I hope you don't mind. I have lots of questions for you.
Yeah,
so with this platform, using Copy and Ebsta and Fullcast and all the other stuff, like how do you give me a day in the life of what you would do in marketing 4 years ago pre-AI, and now you're doing it with AI, because like in marketing, you have events and content, and you have obviously the website, you have demand gen and advertising, you have all this stuff. So how do you think about it now versus what you would have done as a past CMO before?
That's a really good question. So I still think of marketing in a multi-channel. I still think of marketing as fundamentally the right message to the right person at the right time in the right channels, right? The fundamental marketing has not changed, but the channels that work better are changing, right? On one hand, you've got, stop here. On one hand, you've got everybody saying, push AI out. We can do AI SDRs. We don't need humans anymore. We can produce. And then you have those same people saying, we're not getting any more effective. I have friends who had to close their shops, their email marketing shops, just because they couldn't get results anymore. So that's a whole other situation. But what I found in marketing that works better now than it used to is the fundamentals, relationships. Interesting.
The weird things, right? Like you guys just did an event that I was at the other day, like in-person event at a local place in Salt Lake City.
That's right. And fundamentally, humans want to talk to each other. And unless, and this is where I say the unless, one thing that's very different is that it used to be, and you tell me if you agree with this in marketing.
Please.
I think marketing has done go-to-market a disservice by pretending that we're real people when we're not. When we've been trying to personalize at scale, and we go, hi, first name, blah, blah, blah. Because what that is, people got wise to it, and people were like, they're not real. I thought they were real. Now I'm not even going to listen to them. I do the same thing with LinkedIn, don't you? When you get like a direct sales message, I always wait to see if the second one comes 3 days later, because then I know it's not a real person. If it's a real person, I'll respond to them, but not if it's just an AI workflow.
You know what's funny is you can even tell, like the other day I had someone who was some automated response where the guy was like, have you ever thought about writing a book? I'm like, you've obviously never gone to my page because you'd see if the CTA on my LinkedIn is
author of
my book. I'm like, you're kidding me. I'm just like, it takes a human 3 seconds to recognize that, but because I'm on some sort of automation, you missed all that.
Exactly. The other one was like, your book has bestseller written all over it. It might be the exact same workflow that I'm receiving. And I'm like, you don't know anything about me, right? And so that's where I think marketing has done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But now it gives us the opportunity to be authentic about it, because our machines are good enough to be able to allow for self-service. So in my opinion, like companies like OneMind, for example, who have built out an amazing content library on a chatbot that they are saying can get somebody to close all the way through. If that's true, if they really can do, that's amazing. But the thing I like about it is that it's authentic. You know that you're conversing with
you know it's an AI.
Exactly. And so that's where I think that marketing is going now, where the authenticity is going to be really important with AI, where if you're AI, you know you're AI. If it's human, you know it's human, and there's going to be an ethical wall there that says we're not going to try to convince you that we're human if we're not anymore. I don't know. What's your opinion?
I agree on the fundamentals, because when I go to do AI strategy for go-to-market teams of massive orgs down to small ones, like I always tell them, we got to fix the fundamentals first of your business. What's your sales process and what's your, like, you'd be surprised how many companies are like $100 million companies who just got there because of the demand of the marketplace and didn't ever create any processes or systems or anything. And AI forces you to look at the basics of these things, the basics of your process to make sure it's working. And if you don't take that time, it's slow and it's painful to redo some things. But once you do, the benefits are well worth it. But people don't want to do that because they're so concerned about going fast and plugging in AI and other thing. All of a sudden, I have $100 million of pipeline automatically overnight. It just doesn't work that way.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's garbage in, garbage out. And if you don't get the fundamentals right, then you're always going to get garbage. But what about you? What have you found that is different from before and after AI?
Man, you're switching the interview here. I love it.
Got a few minutes with a master here.
Time. That's a good question. I feel like because people can get answers really quickly from an AI, it means that the quality or depth of content, lead magnets, all the things you have done before has to be deeper, better, richer, all those things specifically for ICP, because otherwise they could get the answer from ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever. They need experts in the field who go deep in their space and deep in their problems who can actually answer questions. And so I think AI has forced us to go deeper on those things so that when people like you or me or whoever hopefully talk, that people know you actually know what you're talking about. You're not just fluffing out of some sort of AI bot.
I could not agree more. I think that one thing I think is really exposing. AI exposes you, because if you know what you're talking about, it's going to be very obvious. And if you don't know what you're talking about, it's also going to be very obvious. And so that bar is very high. I agree.
Yeah. That's crazy. Let me ask you this. I'll ask one more question before I let you go, but it's like a future setting thing, which is coming very quickly. I'm sure you've read about OpenClaw and some of this other crazy stuff coming out, and some of the advances in Claude are crazy. But we used to be in a world, I know AI search is like the first step in this motion of like, optimizing for the AI search in just an LLM, but the next level is optimizing for an AI agent. So it's like, It's not just optimizing for a human to come on and read a blog, even for the AI to read your blog and then go back through the LLM and get it. But it's an agent doing things and figuring it out. Because eventually what's going to happen is just my theory is that someone will have an agent that they pre-programmed in Cowork or Claude Code or whatever the heck the tool is. Yeah. And they'll say, every day, go out and do this thing for me and find me deals on whatever it is. And so the agent's the one self-directing itself on finding information. So I, as a marketer, have to redo what I do for an agent versus a human, which I don't have all the answers for yet, but I'm fascinated by. So I'm curious with you, as you thought about this with copy and all this other tech, like how are you thinking about that world of agents doing all the things that would have been done in a prompting LLM or just a human looking at stuff?
It's such a great question. And we are already anticipating that our agents are going to talk to their agents and my people are going to be your people. Yeah, that's really where it's going. And so we are building already. We are using Cloud Co-working to build agents, and we've already built a bunch of them in Copy. And so it is really important. And when we write blogs right now, and this is where a lot of marketing is going anyway, we're writing them for bots. We're writing them for the LLMs because people are saying, hey, I really need a sales performance management technology. Who are the best ones, right? And so we come up. So we're already writing for the bots. So I think that world is here, and it's something that we're going to have to navigate for the future.
Yeah, the whole thing's fascinating. I think about, I'm sure you've seen those videos where you put two phones together, both have an AI chat, and they go into some beep conversation. They start talking like, what the heck's going on here? Yeah, it's just, and then I don't know if you saw this, but Google came out with WebMCP. Did you see this?
I did. Which
is crazy because you think about it, the internet was built for human perusing through the internet. It wasn't built for AI. So they made the WebMCP for this. Anyways, all the things we're doing has to be fundamentally shifted for AI. It's just going to be crazy where things go. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's going to be crazy.
I don't know either. My son-in-law works at Gemini, and just this week they released, back to our music conversation, just this week they released Create Music.
Music generation, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been creating 30-second music pieces and sending them to everybody all week.
I love it. It's
for fun. But it's a world that we are always going to have to try to navigate in the future. We can't put this genie back in the bottle, so we might as well learn how to use it well.
Might as well run with it, right? Yeah, I love it. I can tell you from my point of view of experiencing your marketing, obviously from the events, from just you as a person and from everything else, your masterclass of what a modern CMO looks like. And I just want to tell you thank you for taking the time to coming out with me for a second.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Of course. Heck yeah. And see you on the next time. What I want to do, actually, this will be part 1. Part 2 is going to be like 6 months. I'll have you come back and we'll talk about wherever the heck we are this time.
I would love to do that. And I'll bring my CTO so he can show you all the really good AI workflows.
Yes, it's me. I love that. That's just my jam. I love it. That's cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the GTM AI Podcast. Please follow, subscribe, like, comment, and come back for more.